Good morning. Today our topic is hash functions based on the cipher block chaining. So as you know that the hash function is the only way and it is one of the security services. So we have three security services. One is a message encryption, other one is MAC and the third one is the hash functions. So whenever you apply the message with the hash, you are going to get the hash code. This hash code can also be applied to the message and we are going to send to the retriever for the authentication. So we are going to see how this hash function is applied on the cipher block chaining, that is CBC. So cipher block chaining is nothing but whenever the message is taken, the output of the encryption is again given to the next block. So like this we are going to the output of the cipher we are going to give to the next block. So this chaining methodology is said to be the cipher block chaining. So let us see. So the Merkle-Damgard scheme has been proposed the iterated hash function. So this hash function is used in the further algorithms like SHA, HMAC, like this. And you can see the block diagram of it. So we have the original message and we are going to pad the number of bits we are going to have. Suppose if you are taking 1024 number of bits like in SHA, then we are going to take the original message as 128 bit and the other all bits till 1024 we are going to pad the bits with ones and zeros. So these once this particular message length has been achieved, then we are going to divide them into equal number of blocks where you are going to say as a M1, M2 and so on till MT. So each consists of n number of bits and you are going to give this particular message to the particular hash function. So initially we does not have any function, so H0 is the initial vector we are going to give, and when you are performing we are going to get the output. That output is given for the next input block. So the output from the second block is given to the input for the third block. The output from the third block is given to the fourth block. Like that we are going to give till n blocks. So the output will be considered as a message digest. So how the iteration of the hash functions take place. So if you have the 1024 number of bits, so each block will contain 1024 number of bits and each block is number of n blocks are there. At each block we are going to have a compression function. So in compression function we are going to set or give the initial values as 512 bits and at the end we are going to get as the 512 number of. So initially we are going to take 512 number of bits and apply to the compression function. So internally we have the compression rounds, that is round functions. Then we are going to get output as 512 bits and the output from these 512 bits, output of these 512 bits are again given to the next block compression function. So like this the iteration will go on till n number of blocks. So when you are getting down to the n number of blocks, the output from these blocks is said to be the message digest. So let us see the steps related to the scheme. So the first step is the message length and the padding are appended to the message to create the augmented message that can be evenly divided into a number of n blocks, n bits. So we are going to take the length and the padding and we are going to evenly divide them into number of blocks, and where n is the size of the block of the processed of the compression function. So next step is the message is then considered as a T blocks, each having the n number of bits. We call each block as M1, M2 till MT. We get the digest created by using the T iterations with the hash values of H1, H2, H3 and H till hash T. Before starting the iteration, the digest H0 is said to be the fixed value, normally called as initial vector. The compression function at each iteration operates on the hash functions and the message to create a new hash function. In other words, we can say the hash value is equal to function of hash values comma message. So this is the f is the compression function. So HT is the cryptographic hash function of the original message, that is h of m we can represent. Then coming to the how the cipher block chaining. So previously we have already discussed in the cipher block chaining method. So in the previous we have discussed about the cipher block chaining related to the cipher block. So here we are going to take the message M0 and we are going to apply the one of the encryption algorithm. So it can be of AES, DES algorithm, and using key we are going to get the ciphertext. So this ciphertext we are going to apply as the initial input for the second block. So then we are going to take the second block input and then we are going to XOR with the cipher block of the previous one. Then we are going to encrypt the data. So the output from that particular second block will be given as an input for the third block. So like this it will continue for n number of blocks. So coming to the Rabin scheme, so the hash function is based on the cipher block chaining. So here you can see we are going to take t number of blocks and we are going to divide them into number of m messages, m number of blocks. Then at the input we are going to take the initial vector, which is again we are going to encrypt based on the encryption algorithm, and we are going to get the message digest. So hash functions based on CBC. So H0 will be the initial value, HI will be the encryption of message and the previous hash value, hash code value. Then last one value, that is G value, is equal to hash of hash code value, last message digest value. G value is equal to the message digest value.